So we were talking about the effects of the egoic mind on humanity at large, and how it, the wider implications, and how it affects us as a species and as a planet. And so obviously people want to know what's the solution. What can we do to kind of fix this in people? The truth is, there is nothing you can do as such. There is no action you can take towards changing other people. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't mean to say that you should just sit back and do nothing as such. If you feel compelled to kind of help other people and to make positive changes, then that's fine. But the problem comes from the fact that if your actions come from the level of ego, that is to say, your attachment to what it is you're afraid of losing, you're scared that, you know, we're all going to be in trouble and everyone's going to die, and if you're attached to that, then it means that it's your ego being attached to that external thing which gives it a sense of identity. And so any action you take that comes from the level of ego will always just feed more ego. It literally feeds other egos. You know, you'll find the people with a strong egoic mind, that they are always surrounded by people like them, and they don't like spiritual people. When somebody doesn't come from their egoic mind, when they live from their self, from their being, they often feel very uncomfortable because it doesn't resonate on the same frequency. So any action you take, you protest with a banner and you want to tell George Bush or whoever to, you know, make a difference. If it comes from ego, which mostly it does in that kind of protest, angry thing, then it's a fruitless endeavor. You know, it really is. And if anything, kind of feeds the problem more. And so what you're left with is the simple truth, which has been repeated time and again throughout enlightened spiritual traditions, that your sole purpose in this lifetime is to realize your own enlightenment, your own spiritual being. And that's it. People have pondered over the question of what is the meaning of life, and they've analysed it and they've really kind of thought about it so much, but the problem is they're thinking too much. That's it. You are to become enlightened within your human body, your physical form, to realise that you are not form, and not just intellectually understand, but enlightenment would be some kind of merging of being with the humanity, your human traits with your being, to merge as one. And that's what we're all here for, really. And if you ever want to affect the world, then that's what we have to do. Because when you live from being, when you realize yourself and you live in a state of pure presence, that resonates and draws out other people's being. It's in Buddhism we have this saying that a bird in a cage in a house will still sing when it hears the birds outside singing, because it recognizes itself in the other. And so when nature calls its own nature, even though it's caged in, that is to say trapped in the ego, itself resonates out naturally. And so for you to become a truly spiritual being and eradicate your ego will always have the most profound effect, even if you don't see it tangibly and can feel the change you make. It will. And so that's it. And then the next question is for people, well, how do I do that? You know, how can I realize this being what is it is the even bigger question. And and this is where it gets kind of complicated, because it's nothing. That is to say, it is no thing. It is not a substance, it is not an energy, it is not a vibe. It doesn't exist. And because the word exist means literally to stand out. It doesn't stand out. It doesn't, oh there it is, got it. You can't do that. And so the best, I mean, I'm not qualified to teach anybody anything spiritual, but I mean, I can only say from my own experience that the best way to gain an insight into it the best way to get an intellectual understanding of it is to see how it exists in other things. That is to say, not your human form, but the other stuff. For example, science has now discovered that in its attempt to dissect the whole world and figure it all out, when it looks really deep into the level of form, into objects, and then at one time we thought that atoms were like, that's it, you know, the special thing, we're all made of atoms, wow. But actually when you look inside an atom, it's got other stuff, neutrons, electrons, I don't know what it is. But actually an atom is 99.89s after that, so that's 99.9999999% empty space. And I don't mean empty like this, you know, this the air in my hand here. It's not air. This is not empty. The fact that I can blow and I can feel something on my hand means that there's something there. There's tiny molecules of hydrogen and oxygen and carbon dioxide and dust particles and stuff, you know, just, you can't see it, but it's there. You can feel the wind on your face, and so it's definitely there. So I'm not even talking about that. When I say nothing there is nothing beyond the point of human comprehension. It's a something that which cannot be measured, because it is the same as being. It is being. It is no thing.